Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham is one of India's premier top-ranked universities which focuses on transforming lives through learning, research and innovation. The university was established 19 years ago in the year 2003 and has made significant achievements in a short time. Education for life, education for living. Amrita University is guided by the thoughtfulness of our Chancellor, Amma, who laid down the philosophy of education for life by placing equal stress on education for a living. It is this vision that led to the establishment of a vast network of educational institutions that provide modern education while imparting the traditional values. While the pursuit of academic excellence forms the core of Amrita's success, it also undertakes the responsibility to shape the whole character of youngsters with love, care, and compassion. The university is headquartered at the foothills of the Western Ghats in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and has 5 other campuses spread across South India in Amrithapuri, Kerala, Kochi, Kerala, Bengaluru, Karnataka, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and Mysore, Karnataka. The university will soon launch its new campuses in Amravati, Andhra Pradesh, Faridabad, Delhi, NCR. Our inspiration, a renowned humanitarian leader and spiritual leader, Amma is the Chancellor and guiding light of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Amma's concept of education, stress on research, and commitment to instilling universal values have come together to shape Amrita into an institution where the latest achievements and discoveries combined with compassion and service-mindedness. As Amma said in 2010, when the State University of New York presented her with an honorary doctorate in humane letters. Rankings. The multi-campus, multidisciplinary research establishment is ranked as 5th best university in India 2021 by National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF. We have also been accorded the status of Institute of Eminence, IOE, by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. A testament to our pursuit of excellence is the NAC A++ accreditation score, the highest possible. NAC accreditation measures universities for excellence in curricular aspects, teaching, learning and evaluation, research, innovations and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, institutional values and best practices, global impact and international collaborations. Among the private educational institutions in the country, Amrita has entered into MOUs and collaborations with more than 450 leading universities around the globe. Students also benefit from our relations with industries and interactions with top management of multinational companies. These collaborations facilitate student exchange programs, student visits, industrial training, and project guidance under reputed corporate entities. Placements. Placements at Amrita have always been best in class, with students usually having more than 1 job offer. Some students have up to 3 job offers by the end of their course from reputed MNCs, be it engineering, management, life sciences, arts or sciences. Amrita is a place where the world's best companies look for talent. More than 200 companies visit the campus every year, and the average salary offered to our students is 5.8 lakh per annum. Meanwhile, the highest package offered is 56.95 lakh per annum, and the highest stipend for internship is rupees 80,000 per month. Amrita's Technology Business Incubator, TBI, is a non-profit supported by the Government of India that funds, mentors, and nurtures ideas by startups and entrepreneurs. It focuses on developing innovations in the areas of information technology, cybersecurity, networking, social media, and more. The TBI startups have obtained multiple awards and recognition, both from India and across the globe. Till date, TBI has incubated more than 75 startups and mentored 216 startup ideas with 0% loss from investments. It funds up to 1 crore rupees per startup and has opened up many more funding options through its partnership with venture capital firms and angel investor networks. Amrita TBI is one of the only 6 incubators selected to be world-class under Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission. Campus life. A home away from home. At Amrita, we believe in a holistic approach towards our students' development. To augment students' classroom learning, all campuses provide students with digital and central libraries, quiet study centers, seminar halls, e-learning studios, computer labs, and campus-wide free Wi-Fi. The university encourages both indoor and outdoor sports and games, and there are world-class swimming pools, gymnasiums, stadiums, and games arenas. Various clubs cater to the artistic and scientific minds of the students. If you look around all of Amrita's campuses, you will see the prevailing educational environment is in communion with nature. The sand, the seas, and the sky define the backdrop of these temples of learning. It vibrates with an energy of togetherness and encourages us to live in harmony with everything around us, including a unity within ourselves. This setting is suited to instill both learners and the learned with the courage and wisdom to face the challenges of life. The campus at Ettimani is considered India's most picturesque. It is like an oasis in a desert. What started out as a barren landscape underwent a miraculous transformation through the university's tree planting project. Today, there are more than 1 lakh trees growing there, the most extensive collection in number and species on a university campus in South India. The Live-in Labs program originated from Amma's idea to bridge the rural and urban divide by sending university students to remote villages in India to understand the everyday difficulties faced by people living there. The program is designed to be a multidisciplinary real-life learning experience offered to both international participants and Amrita University's faculty and students. The lab's objective is to expose youths to day-to-day problems faced in rural communities with a 2-week to 6-month periods of live-in internships in Indian villages. It also aims to inspire them to dedicate the knowledge and skills they acquired at university to help develop practical, cost-effective solutions to the challenges faced by the villages. Researchers at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham partner with senior scientists at world's leading research universities to innovate new ideas and invent new products, applying existing technology towards solving some of the world's most pressing problems, from disaster management to assuring access to education and the management and cure of diseases. This effort reflects in Amrita's national and international research rankings. India's first UNESCO Chair on Women's Empowerment and Gender Equality. Empowerment through Innovation and Technology. The Center for Women Empowerment and Gender Equality is a research-focused academic center for promoting gender equality and fostering women's empowerment with a special focus on using technology and other innovative methods. This center will offer diverse courses in key focus areas, pilot radical ideas, and collaborate with leading universities and institutions. The Amala Bharadam Campaign, ABC, Clean India Campaign, was a program pioneered by Amrita, aimed at improving public health and restoring India's physical beauty. The project was launched in 2010 during Amma's 57th birthday celebrations, and through this campaign, volunteers undertake periodic cleaning of roads, markets, temples, government offices, and hospitals. As a part of this campaign, garbage was sorted and either recycled or properly disposed of. Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, along with Kerala's Prisons and Correctional Services and Tamil Nadu Prison Department, initiated Amrita Yoga classes and IIM Technique meditation sessions in 2018 to address and transform the physical, mental, and emotional health of prison inmates. Our goal is to teach yoga and meditation technique
So hi students, I hope my audio and video both are visible. So I welcome you all to the day 5, final day of Engineering Foundation program. So I hope you all are really excited towards today's session. It's career guidance and insights from Amrita alumni. So we have our alumni here. So he is Vignesh. So I think all of you have already received an idea about him. So he has graduated from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham in the year 2017. He has completed his BTech in Mechanical Engineering and he was first placed in Mahindra. Then after 2 years or something, he have changed and now he is currently working with Aether. I hope all of you know about Aether technology. So it's like, I welcome you towards today's session. And I would say he is also a recruiter. So be ready, students. You can collect a lot of information from him. As all of you are planning to take BTech, maybe it's a good area. He'll have knowledge about, I would say, mechanical, the electronics part, the data part and all. So be ready. So thank you so much, sir, for coming. And I welcome you towards today's session.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome.
And so yes, I think now itself students have started typing something in the chat box. So be ready, students. What are questions you have from your mind when it's related to examination or when it's related to career? What all things you have when it comes to data science or when it comes to EV sector? You can type all those questions in the chat box and we have a person here to answer it. It's like, I would say, an experienced person in all these fields to answer the queries. So I think we'll just start the discussion from our side, and meanwhile questions will be students will be posting the questions in the chat box. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's like maybe the first question that every student will have is something like, why you have chosen this stream or engineering? What made you choose something called engineering?
Okay. So I had a very personal, reason for choosing engineering, I would say. So I distinctly remembered it was during my 9th standard, I guess. So I had got chickenpox and then I felt sick, and then I got this lot of car magazines to read. So that was when my love for automobiles came up. So ever since then I was very fascinated. I wanted to know more about cars, and I like from them and then on I knew that I want to learn something related to car and the workings of it, and so that's where I joined mechanical engineering to learn more about how things work.
So you are into the technical parts.
Right. Yeah. It's more on the
Okay.
technical part.
Okay. So from school itself, you are really interested into that. Yes.
Not
So
school, I would say, like that one turning point I was there when I
okay.
was introduced to those car magazine and I got fascinated.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's like there is something automotive, automobile. So why mechanical? It's like
Uh,
during that time, do you have an idea that these many branches were there
right.
was or these branches have this many differences or any idea
Right.
about that?
Yeah. So, like I researched a bit, and there were not major differences between automobile and mechanical. There are only few papers that were, getting changed. Out of the 50 that we had, maybe five were very specific to automobiles. And even in mechanical, you can always choose your electives that are, focused towards the automobile stream. So during our third and fourth years, we get to choose a lot of electives. So most of the electives that I got to choose were related to automobile. So in a way, if you are passionate about automobiles, like I would say, uh, either mechanical or automobile, both works.
So this year it's like we have a lot of girl students who have opted for mechanical engineering in all the
Oh,
campuses where it's available. So
oh,
yes,
that's great.
it's like maybe the students here is not having much idea about the branch called mechanical engineering or what it is, something like that. So can you give a brief idea maybe
Okay,
about the important areas, maybe about the important
right,
papers or why mechanical engineer, something like that?
right, right. So mechanical engineer, like if you enter mechanical engineer, they would say it is called the mother of engineering. So uh, any system that you learn, the base has to be a mechanical component. Like at the end of the world, it's we live in a physical world, and each and every system that we interact with, even though it's controlled by software, at the end of it, you're controlling a mechanical system towards the end. So no, it gives a very good foundation, I would say, in terms of how you can know about things that we interact with on on a daily life basis, right? And once that foundation is set, you can build your expertise over it. Like irrespective of whether you're an electrical engineer or a computer science engineer or a mechatronics engineer, like knowing mechanical engineering, the core of mechanical engineering, I would say the fundamentals of it becomes very important. That's why even irrespective of what engineering degree we choose, the first year is common
Yes.
for all the engineering degrees.
Yes,
That's like
absolutely. We study all the branches
right.
in the first year. So we'll
Yeah,
have a basic idea
yeah,
about all of them. Yeah, yes.
right,
It's like some kids want to have an understanding about it's like they are in 12th. So they are preparing for the exam, the board exam as well as the competitive exam, different entrance exams, JEE, different university exams and all. So what all things you did? Maybe during your time, what was the strategy? What all things you have done from your side? Or is it
okay.
something
So
like you went for coaching or what was the thing? Students want to have an idea about all of them.
I actually wrote all competitive exams, I would say. Uh, So JEE I wrote Amartha, all other deemed universities, and then I did a bit of preparation. Yes, like it need not be dedicated, but uh, like most of these all these common entrance exams, they have a similar structure to them. So whatever you learn for one will work for the others. So there is no need to prepare for one specific exam, I would say. So the like if you prepare for one, it should apply for uh, all the basic entrance tests that are available. You do have to put an effort, at least to get into Amrita, because if you at least if you want mechanical engineering, that's the first uh, you know uh, branch that gets filled. At least during my time, it was the first
Oh,
branch
yes.
that got filled. I'm
Now
not sure.
also there are students who are
Okay,
joining for opting only mechanical engineering
right,
in their, I would say, counseling part. So
right.
there are
So
that category of students also.
yeah. So if you want to get into a stream like mechanical engineering, which gets filled faster, yeah, then you should have to put in the effort. Yes.
So it's like students will be interested to have an idea about your job role. So it's like there are
Okay.
a lot of things that might be confusing them. Something like VTechers in mechanical engineering.
Right.
It's like you have worked with Mahindra, you quit that and you went into something which is different, and your
Right.
current post to something like data scientist, and that too you're working in an EV sector. So a
Right.
lot of things will be confusing in children's mind.
Right. Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So when I joined Mahindra and Mahindra. So it was a pure and a hardcore mechanical job. for 2 years, I would say. So I was in a new product development. I was responsible for testing out new engines, I would say, and then how those engines behave, what are the performance characteristics, how do you test these engines, and like in a way, I would link it to my current profile also. Like basically, you would analyze the data from those engines, and then see where improvement can be done, right? So like most of the development that happens in any industry, I would say currently is data driven. So whether you are a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer, doesn't matter. End of the day, you have to deal with data like at some point in your life. So my profile specifically at Mahindra, like I would say 30-40% of my time I have to deal with data, because I had to see like I'll run a test and then see how the engine has behaved. Then I'll tweak some parameter and then read on the test and then see whether the efficiency has improved. Or that's where my love for data started. Also, like I was more interested towards that field, and then I started learning a few things just to make my own life easier, in a sense, like instead of just taking an Excel sheet and then plotting things, I studied Python, learned Python, and how to do plotting in a more efficient way. So I would say I was kind of a data analyst in that role. So
When
semi
you were
analyst.
working with
Yeah,
Mahindra.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like even though my job was not that, but I learned to upskill myself so that it makes my job life easier. And after that, at Mahindra itself, I had an opportunity to work on the data part of it, in the sense uh, all our vehicles currently are connected vehicles. They are connected to the internet and they keep transmitting a lot of data. So how do you this? So they wanted someone to look at that data. So since I have been looking at engine data for 2 years, they said, hey, why not you? So then I went in to the IoT stream, where I was looking at the the connected platform side of things, where that's where my major upskilling happened. Like it was on the job, I would say. Like I was given an opportunity at Mahindra to learn on the job, which most companies do. Like you can always learn on your job, and you have to keep learning. There is no stop to learning. You have to keep upgrading yourself at every point in your career. So I for the next 2 years, again, I learned a lot at Mahindra. I worked with a lot of things. So how do you predict vehicles that are going to fail before they fail? How do you so those kind of interesting algorithms I worked on. And from there on, then I wanted to come into the EV space, and I saw an opportunity at Ather. And Ather, it resonated a lot with what I stood for. Like, Ather as a company believes in a lot of good engineering fundamentals. So, I came into Ather, and like it's been 1 year at Ather, and it's been a really good journey. So, and the kind of insight that we can get from data from the vehicles is really good, and it's been a very interesting journey. Yeah.
So maybe our students will want to have an understanding. They'll know somebody who is working with data. That's what their definition of data scientist. So
Right.
actually, what are you doing? Or maybe can you please
Okay.
give a detailed idea about what's the role?
Right. So we work on multiple things. So I would split, data science as two different things. One is pure modeling kind of a thing, where you try to predict something that is going to happen. Right. Say suppose when will your vehicle, batteries age with use. Your We call it the health of the battery, right? How good is your health of the battery, say 3 years from now, based on your usage? How do you predict that? How do you predict something that will happen in the future based on the data that you have collected so far, right? So we call them predictive models. So we work on those kind of predictive models, right? And we also work on some basic analytical stuff. Say if someone comes and asks you a question like, how many people in like who has an Ather bike are continuously riding at 60 kilometers per hour, right? Or how, if I increase the top speed of the vehicle, how many people would want a higher top speed? Like these kind of hypothetical questions we try to answer with data, right? And second is, I would say, the data engineering part of it, where you generate so much of data, how do you process it? It's like we cannot do it on our local computers. It's impossible, because to give you a scale, Ether generates about a terabyte of data every day from the vehicles. So it's like a lot of data. So how do you process it? How do you build frameworks to process this data? So that side of data is called data engineering. So I actually lead the data engineering team over here, and I also do a bit of modeling. So even at Ether, Ether has a flexibility. You don't have to stick to one role. It's like you can be the lead of something and also uh, assist other teams that might interest you. For example, like predictive modeling is something that I love. So I said, hey, let me also work on this, and Ether is okay with that.
So now it's like you're having that mechanical part also with you, and you're doing
Right,
something
yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah. So this is where my domain knowledge also comes in, because I'm from a mechanical industry. Like I have this background, so I know what the data means. It's like if for a regular computer science student, it might be just data. They might not know what is the physical significance of the data. But like since I know that, hey, this is the component, hey, this is how a motor works, or this is what actually torque means, and this is what power means. If I look at a power and a torque data, I'll be able to give better insights out of it.
So it's always about upskilling. It's always
Right.
about understanding different fields. Now, I would say we all use this term whenever we are taking sessions. It's like engineering or whatever profession it is. Now it's multidisciplinary, or we used to
Right.
call it as interdisciplinary learning.
Right.
Yes, I think somebody has asked, you have completed or you have given a lot of examination. So how it's like ended up in Amrita?
How it ended up at
Was it in
Amrita?
your list? Something like that.
It was there. It was there. Amrita was obviously there in my list. I had like a few other colleges. So I was from the state board background. So I was aiming for PSG or Amrita or an university. So like my cutoff was in my state board was not that great to get into PSG or an university. So uh, then my like the next best option that I had was Amrita. So yeah,
So you joined through entrance exam score, I
entrance. Yeah,
think so.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Is it Amrita or JEE?
Amrita.
Okay. So yes, maybe asking about the college. So can you give your some idea about the college, maybe about the impressions after you are out of the college? Do you miss
Okay.
that life, or what's the
Oh yeah. Recently, I was on Tamarta, so like I guess 3 months back, I came there for recruitments for ETA.
okay? So it's
So
students, please note, maybe after completing BTech in Amrita, you'll see him, you'll be sitting in front of him to attend an interview. Maybe that can also happen. Yes.
so yeah. So like when I came back, it it gave me back such good memories. The whole campus, the greenery. It's like like, you just grab a cup of tea and then sit near that the ground area where there's a gallery, and then it brought back a lot of good memories. So Amrita, like okay, the general concession, the people think that Amrita is a very strict college,
Yes.
right?
Even
So
now also people think
yeah,
that.
so yeah, like from the outside it might, yes, like we do have certain restrictions which are not there in other colleges, but inside the campus we always felt free. It's like whatever we were given a lot of freedom. It is not that we were controlled in any way, I would say. So like inside the campus, my life, like I used to go to the swimming pool every 2 days. So we had a daily pass, and it's a good homely atmosphere. Another thing is maybe like okay, initially I was a bit worried about uniforms, but after maybe 3 months I understand, okay, uniform is actually good. I don't have to think about what I should wear today. It's like it takes out so much of mental stress away from you. It's like, okay, I have a uniform, that doesn't matter, I'm gonna wear it. So yeah.
So it's like or maybe something related to the extracurricular activities, or maybe about the clubs.
Oh yeah, okay, so I was part of Amartha Racing.
Oh,
Yeah, so we built a race car essentially in my third year, and we took it to both international circuit in Delhi, and we came all India third among all the different colleges, and so that was a very good career achievement, like or an achievement I would say that I had at Amrita. So it was a very good experience. Like there are a lot of clubs. Like there is club for everything that you can think of, and SAE, where Society of Automobile Engineers, was a club that I was very closely part of. So we organized multiple events, even for the juniors. We the club atmosphere when it comes to the tech clubs are very good, and I was not a very artistic person, so there I didn't participate in any of the arts clubs, but there are many. It's like you can, if you just walk around evening in the canteen area, like near the area, you can see them jamming every day at 6 o'clock. So, so, uh, so yeah, the club atmosphere is very good.
So it's like, have you received any placement training? Maybe something from our college for support or something,
Yes.
the internships or anything when it comes
Yes.
to career? Yeah.
So my internships were kind of limited because I was in the ACE club. So my literally we have slept
Yes.
in the workshops. So it's like, so that was my very big internship, I would say. So it was a nice internship. It like the SAE club brings back a lot of internship. Like in a way it is a part. It's kind of internship where you get to build your own car, right?
Hmm.
So that
That's
was
that would be actually a wonderful experience.
yeah. And with respect to placement training, I guess in third year we start placement training, and we used to have it weekly once for 2 hours, I guess. Like I'm still
So that's
like yeah,
completely
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Okay,
So
so
maybe
that really helped. How do you present yourself in a GD? How do you we had lot of mock interviews also, and aptitude sessions. How do you prepare for the aptitude sessions, aptitude questions that generally are the first level of screening for placements. So all that really helped. uh, just to give you a number, I had 5 job offers.
oh my
So
God. So I was just planning to ask that. How many interviews you have attended? How many offers or something like that? Yeah.
yeah, so I had 5 and 3 in core. So
Oh,
yeah, so
that's really wonderful to see that you are having 5 options and you need to choose one. And of
yeah,
that, 3 are core. Oh, really
yeah,
wonderful.
so,
So
yeah.
maybe it's like, I feel like you are a topper in the class.
Hey, no. I was a not a top. I was not a 9 point. I was, my CGPA was 8.6 or something. Like I was never the topper, but like I always had the passion towards things. So you need not be a topper to get all the good companies, I would say. So there will
Even
be yeah, there is a minimum criteria that you have to meet. Like 8+ is some companies do ask for 8+ GPA, but I think even that stops it. No one asks for 9+, so it's in a way that's yeah.
so maybe something like, can you share something related to your interview experience and all?
Oh, my
Your
interview
students will be interested.
okay, my interview experiences were really good. Like people, what I understood and what I understood in the interviews and what I came to know about in the industry is you need not know the latest technical stuff. Like you need not be super good at very cutting edge technology, but you have to be very 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 good at your basics. It's like you should understand what you learn. Like it's not just about memorizing a theorem. It is about where are you going to apply this theorem and how is it linked to a physical phenomena, right? That's where that's what the industry is expecting also, and that's the line of questioning that even I was put into. It was more on the lines of what I have done in my time at Amartha and what I have built, and whether whatever I have done, do I understand it from a first principles basis. So those are the things that people generally look for. So when the first year of college is like that builds that foundation for you. So I would say that really helped.
So it's like, be strong in your basics. That's what's the
Yeah, yes,
something
yes.
that you
Like
said.
your
Okay.
basics are everything.
So it's like, I know you have come here for recruitment and all. So do you feel like the BTech curriculum has prepared you for the career?
My BTech curriculum, in a way, yes. Like I would say, even programming, I would say. So we had a course called CFD, Computational Fluid Dynamics. I guess Ratnakishore sir was teaching. Like I still remember his name because over there, like everyone else would have said, "Hey, this is CFD. It's like a software that works that does fluid dynamic computation." But he actually made us write C++ programs that does CFD computations. It's like you should know how a software works. Even though you're in a mechanical field, you should know how a software works, that because it is the one that is giving you the physical parameter output. If you don't know how the parameter is getting computed in a software, you have not understood, you know, CFD in that sense. So that really helped. That is where I upskilled myself on C++ back in college itself, and I was also part of some robotic clubs, which where also I learned a bit of C. So there were multiple workshops. I remember there was a workshop on robotics in my second year, which also taught me a bit of programming.
So maybe what about the practical exposure?
Yeah. So practical exposure, again, most of the labs that we have really help. Like it makes you get a physical feel of whatever you're learning on theory. So again, like we built a car, so it's like the
Yeah,
practical
that
part of it
feeling.
is taken care. So whatever mistakes we make in the software, we get to see it in the actual. So when you actually do the welding, you get to know, oh, this is the theory that I should have learned to make the welding better.
Okay, that's completely fine. So it's like just a question. Maybe it may feel out of the box. So it's like, what all skills or what all things you look for when you come for recruitment? Maybe skills in students.
Yes.
Is it something like it's like maybe they have to be good in, a lot of students will be having that feeling. It's like they need to talk English this way, that way. Lot of students might be confused
Right.
also.
Right.
So
Communication is something that is important, but it is like if you're able to make the other person understand, it doesn't mean that you have to have really good English, fluent English, right? It language is just a mean of you making the other person understand what you have in your mind. If you're able to achieve that, the communication part is taken care, I would say, right? But you have to be, clear, concise, and then how do you follow your thought. So that's the communication bit of it. And when it comes to technical, it's like, again, what I said earlier, like we essentially test the basics, how well you have understood something that you have learned, like whether you've just read a theorem or have you understood the theorem. Or even in computer science, I would say, like even the recent ones, we asked basic SQL queries, like you have two tables, right? So there are few
the
entries that
join
exist
or the
over there,
operation.
right? Basic join operations, filter operations, right? Like how logically do you approach a problem? Given a problem, be more than the solution of it, how do you approach the problem, or whether what are the different ways you approach a problem, right? Even if you don't arrive at the right answer, your creative thinking of how hey, let me take a look at it, let me give it a try. It's okay if I don't succeed, right? Like even that is something that we look for.
That attitude is also important.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like how many rounds or what it will be? So just
So typically it is just 3 rounds. Oh no, 4 rounds. Yeah. So the
okay.
first will be a quantitative, basic quant,
Okay, the
where
aptitude part,
the
where you need
aptitude
to
part.
have an understanding about
Right.
all the
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're
And
trying different, lot of questions will be there. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the
So
first
aptitude is basic aptitude and basic even
reasoning.
reasoning. Yeah, logical
Yeah.
reasoning.
Okay.
Right. That will be the first round. In any interview you go, that is the first round. It doesn't matter which company it is.
Yes.
So and the second round will typically be a group discussion, and the third round will be a technical interview. The fourth round will be a HR interview.
So for mechanical, I don't think there will be any practical type of things when it comes to interview. Basically,
No.
what we have studied, just testing of that.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
recently, when we came, we had a second round of technical for coding. Actually,
Okay,
either
now,
we had
yes.
yeah, right. So after aptitude, if you're specifically from the computer science background, or do you want to appear for a job that requires a bit of coding, we have a coding round also.
So now it's like you are telling something like you're describing that you're having 5 job offers. So it's like how you ended up in Mahindra. So what made you choose there?
Okay. So my first company was ELGI. So that's in Coimbatore. So they're a reputed brand, but on a scale when compared to Mahindra, they were a smaller company. And I also had an offer from Hyundai, but that was on the manufacturing plant, where uh, where you optimize the manufacturing line. More of operations, I would say, not tech development. So then Mahindra was there. Mahindra was again R&D. So like between LG and Mahindra was better, and between Mahindra and Hyundai, since it was in the manufacturing sector, I didn't want to, like, my personal interest was more towards that and more towards R&D. I chose Mahindra.
So maybe it's like, can you just give a brief idea maybe about the opportunities for mechanical engineering? If there are any students who feel like, yeah, I would go for mechanical, I'll take mechanical, maybe any boys or girls who are listening to this session. So,
Right.
yes.
So mechanical, I would say, like, from an automobile perspective, maybe I can give more insights, like sense sound in the industry.
That is also
Right.
completely fine. Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to automobiles, it is increasingly moving towards the EV space. So you need to have an automobile background, but also you need to be very strong with your electrical fundamentals, how a battery operates, how a motor operates. So you have to have what you said, multidisciplinary approach to engineering, right? It's no more going to be pure mechanical, or pure electrical, or that is not how the industry is going to be, or that is not how the industry is growing also. So even though there are few opportunities related to just pure mechanical, like even when we came for recruitment this time, we uh, hired for pure core mechanical, like something like casting, like uh, while those still be there, there are also increasing number of opportunities for these multidisciplinary fields, where you are a mechanical engineer or an automobile engineer, but you should be aware of the electrical space as well.
So it's like, what's the most challenging part that you have faced in your job?
Most challenging part, I would say, again, like the where I had to refresh some of my basics when I joined. It's like I had to literally take out my second year books and then, hey, see, okay, this is what is actually happening. So sometimes you tend to forget your basics, and you try to focus on more advanced stuff here, cutting edge, the latest, and then you tend to slightly reprioritize your basics. So that was something that I found initially challenging. Then I had to actually take back my books and learn. That was there. And other than that, my first posting was in Pune. I was in so even language was a bit of an issue for me. So because I didn't know Hindi, so I had to literally go there and learn Hindi. So it's like that was also good. That was a good. It's nice because at every point of life you have to keep learning. So I learned a new language. So once I joined. But yeah, like in general, corporate life, they tend to. So when any organization that you join, they put you in a good training program. So we are called GETs when we begin our career. It's called Graduate Engineering Trainees. So during the first 6 months or 1 year of your career at any big org, you are given enough guidance on how do you transition from your college atmosphere into a corporate life. So they groom you in a way, like all companies recently have started doing it. So initially you will have that buffer period for you to adapt to the industry. So where they tell you how to behave in a corporate environment, which even we do as a part of our CAR programs, but even the companies have started doing it. So the transition was quite smooth, I would say.
Because you are getting training for that.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you think, or maybe what all advancements will come in your sector, maybe in the coming days?
Okay. Advancement again, the whole automobile industry is gonna transition towards EVs. So there are no like I suspect by 2035 at least all two wheelers will be electric for sure. Like it could even happen sooner. By 2030, I would expect at least 75%, 80% of the two wheelers to become electric. The cars will take up some more time just because of the size of it, right? And there will still be pure IC vehicles around, like in terms of your heavy goods vehicles, heavy commercial vehicles. They still will be in IC. It will take some, at least a significant breakthrough in battery technology for them to migrate towards electric. uh, and there is increasingly ca- you know uh, transition towards connected vehicles also. So all your vehicles are connected to the internet, like all your devices are connected, all your, like you can control your vehicle through your mobile phone.
Yes, I
Essentially
was
you can,
actually planning to ask. It's like what role technology or maybe IoT or artificial intelligence
right,
has to play with you. Yeah, I was
right,
planning.
right. So, and even we have a lot of models running in our current vehicles. So our vehicles as such have a SoC in it. Like so we have some we do edge processing. Essentially, there's an Android device that sits in your bike, which can run models for you, machine learning models for you. So we are doing that currently, and that trend is going to keep on increasing where uh, and you like not in the two-wheeler space, maybe in the car space, we might see a lot of improvements in self-driving cars uh, of the likes of Tesla, uh, playing a very good role. And yeah, like the future is EV, and the future is also IoT, yeah, at least in
So
the automobile industry.
yeah, so it's like maybe what about your plans? Have you ever thought of? It's like
So I'm in both. Like I'm in an EV
yeah,
industry in the IoT
so
space. So I think
it's like feeling
I think
proud.
it's
Yeah, I'm a
yeah,
part of the industry that's getting revolutionized.
right. Yeah. So it's good. But you never know where the trend is gonna go after maybe 5 years. There is some new technology that comes up that I have to upskill on. So yeah.
So it's like maybe a last tip or maybe any advice to those students who are here to be future engineers or who aspire to be the engineers in future. So any bit of advice or maybe something like any tip from your side.
Yeah, I don't think I can give advice, but yeah, like
Yeah,
just for like I would say follow your heart. Like engineering is fun. It's like it again. It it doesn't matter what engineer you are. Ultimately, it is just technology at the end of the day. Be consumers of technology is what I would say. Like rather than just sticking to me, hey, I'm a mechanical engineer. I'll not learn software, or I'm an electrical engineer. I'll need not know mechanical or computer science, right? So be whatever engineer you are. Learn those fields, master on those fields, but have be open to learn other technologies. Is what I would say.
so always keep learning. That's what he have mentioned. So
Right.
I think yeah, we were able to cover lot of things in this just 40 or 45 minutes. So I feel like, yeah, thank you so much for coming. And our students have received a lot of information when it comes to recruitment and all of them, maybe about the EV, the mechanical or the automotive part. So thank you so
Right.
much for coming.
Thank you.
And
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. So students, be here. It's like we'll be posting the link of EFP quest in the chat box. So I'll be here. If you face any difficulty, you can just get back to me in the chat box. So I'm just looking at the chat box. The link, Dishant sir, have you posted the link? The link will be active for the coming 15 minutes. So you can complete the quiz during that time. Students, if you have not received the link of EFP quiz, you can just type it in the chat box. I hope you have received it. So students, I'll be here for the next 15 minutes. Okay, just hold on for a minute. You'll get the link of the question in the chat box soon. Please hold on. Okay, students, completely fine. There is some technical issue. Just hold on for 2 minutes. So yes, I think you have received it now. So please start answering the quiz. Yes, the link is there in the chat box. I can say it. So just click on the link and you can just take the quiz. Hope you have received it. So do type that in the chat box. If you have received it, do type yes. So I'll be here in the group for maybe next 15 minutes. So we'll end up the session by straight 7. If you're facing any difficulties, you can directly message in the chat box. Yes, you have received. Yeah, thank you so much, Mohit, for answering. So I think all of you have received it and you have started answering. Yes, some students have confirmed that they have received it and they have started answering. Yeah, yes. If any student have completed the quest successfully, please type that in the chat box. And if you're facing any issue also, please do type in the chat box. You have enough time. You have time till 7 p.m. to complete it. So this is not for an evaluation purpose and all. This is just for your understanding what all things you have that was covered in the session. You have got an understanding about. Yes, I could see some students have completed responding. So students, once you complete the test, you will be able to download the certificate by Tuesday. Those students have completed the session. You can leave the session and will be active till 7 p.m. I hope everybody is working on the test. So students, you have very less time remaining. So please try to complete the test. And the test will be active there. I hope everybody was able to get the link and everybody was able to complete it. So maybe I'll extend it for another 10 minutes so we can do the test now. And thank you so much for attending this session. So I think Dishant sir, we can end the session. Students, the test will be active there and you can do it. Thank you all for joining and thank you so much.